Happy. Hey, girl. No, I don't think you were you in the room when I tried to test out the music? It didn't sound too good to the listeners. So I said I'm gonna just have to come up with something else. Hello, my love. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm gonna wait a couple of more minutes and then we're gonna get started. See, I could try again. So I'm actually gonna let you hear how it sounds happy. It's actually gonna and I apologize in advance. But let me see. I'm just gonna choose a random song. And I'm gonna share my screen. And again, listeners, if you're listening to this later, I apologize in advance. This is going to sound horrible. The Artlist page up. So let's try to play this song here. Okay, so how did that sound? Oh yeah, that's a good suggestion. Use the my phone. Sure, yeah. I just hope so. Girl, you know my playlist, honey. I wouldn't. Something might come on that's inappropriate. I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So how did that music sound to you? Oh, the selection was good. Okay. So that was like a generic corporate song. Did it sound? Because I remember the last time I tried to play something else, it was someone said that it sounded muffled. So it did sound muffled to you. Okay. Let me try. Oh, I'm sorry. So apparently it kicked one of my listeners out of the room. That's not good. We can't have that. Hey Quinn, happy Libra season. Let me try this. Let's see how this sounds. This is coming from my phone. So this is actually a song that I'm featured in, my song from my friend Despertine, who was nice enough to let me spit a few words on his track. And the song is called Exercise, streaming on all platforms. Okay, now how? Cause yeah, that may be a problem because I have on headsets, so okay, Al, I will okay. Maybe an icon, who knows? Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. Today is Wednesday, September 25th. Shout out to all the Libras. And just to start off with the show, we're going to talk about what I was able to see on the Sherry show today. So it was your typical, like again, her normal bubbly self. She always comes out of the her double doors dancing and prancing and all that. But I noticed that she had on a pair of those. She had on a pair of tabbies. I hate tabbies. I hate those shoes. I hate how they look. And she even commented how the shoes look like a cow's hoof to her. Oh, let's see. Happy share the chat most of tip. So chat most of tip. If you click on Auntie's avatar, you'll go to my profile. You'll be able to listen to yesterday's show. Yes, indeed. There was a new feature chat most just introduced. So my recordings, you can listen to the recordings of the show after it airs. Before you weren't able to do that. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you, Happy. And also, if you're an Android user and I'm using chat mode, so we do recommend that you use the Firefox browser. We think that you'll have a better experience with the Firefox browser. So just a little tech tip. But back to the tabbies. Now, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Does anyone know what tabbies are? Okay, so I have a thumbs down. Let me go and I'm going to find a picture of a pair of tabbies so that way you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm actually going to see if I can find a pair that Sherry was wearing today. Looking like somebody's librarian with the outfit that I wasn't a fan of the outfit she had on today, but whatever. I'm sure it was probably just appropriate for daytime TV. But them tabbies, somebody on somebody need to be fired. Or somebody needs to be written up on her team because they tried to set Sherry up today. Tabby heel boots. I'm gonna see if I can find the exact same pair that she had on. Not bottoms. Okay, let me go to images. Okay. So these look close, like these are close to the ones that she had on today. Let me save this. And I'm going to share this photo because y'all have got to see these shoes just so you can see exactly why I hate them. Okay, so y'all should see a photo. And again, these are close to the ones that Sherry had on today. Now, do you see that little split in the middle? I hate, and for some reason, these shoes are actually very popular in fashion. They especially I don't know if y'all seen on Twitter, there was a story where this girl she went on a date with a guy. They had a really nice date. They had a really good time. They done went back to her place, had a little nightcap. She woke up and her tabbies is gone. That man done stole her tabbies. So she tweeted about it. Long story short, he saw it. He was embarrassed, so he ended up giving her tabbies back. But yes, that's what they look like, just like what Sherry said, a cow's hooves. I think they look like a moose knuckle, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, Will. Exactly. I don't know why these shoes are so popular. I just think they are ugly, but people love them, and they're available in different sizes. Like you can get like the bootleg, the thigh high boot in these, like the little ballet flats, but they all have that little slit in the middle.
Auntie, now I'm curious. I wonder if you could put change in those little slits as like an extra pocket or something.
I don't know, maybe. Maybe.
Hmm.
And what else did Sherry have on today? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, she was talking about like during at the beginning of the show, she was talking about how she went on a nice vacation with her and her nieces, her younger nieces. They were having a good time. She noticed that the young kids like to TikTok every 15 seconds. She said every 15 seconds, every 15 to 30 seconds, they was up doing a TikTok dance. So she shared some of the videos. I thought that was cute. Then she started talking about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez and how they're separated currently and going through the process of a divorce, but they still come back and do a little yin around the house, little fiddle faddle every now and then. And she started mentioning soul ties. That me personally, I personally don't think soul ties are real. I'm sure other people feel differently. But there ain't no soul ties. She's just horny. That's all that is. Then she talked about, I think we talked about that in the show with a little 18-year old, not the 8-year-old girl stole her parents' car and went to Target, drove all the way to Target. Only it did a good job. Only hit one mailbox and went in there with I think either $300 or $400 worth of cash at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I know that's right.
Then so that was pretty much for her like her little hot topic segment. Then she went on to interview Lupita Nyong'o, who she mentioned like Lupita. She in her very first act, her very first movie, she was able to win the Academy Award for that. And if I remember correctly, was that if I'm wrong, someone correct me, but I think it was for 12 Years a Slave, where she played in that role. Did really well, but she was promoting her new movie, The Wild Robot, and she was talking about how for this role because she was she was voicing one of the characters. She said she was doing something with her voice, that something happened with her vocal cords, and she actually had to go on vocal rest and remain silent for 3 months. Baby, I would just die. I would die. I need to talk. I need to talk. But this I don't know if y'all remember, but this sounds kind of familiar because it was almost like she went through a similar situation that she said when she was filming Us, that Jordan Peele movie. And she was saying how like with the voice that she was using for that character kind of did a little bit of vocal. I know she got some backlash from the disabled community, but she was saying how that role damaged her vocal cords or something like that. Then Sherry had, and I want to apologize to y'all because I don't have the word of the day today, and I think it was because what it was. She also had this other guest. I don't know if y'all seen that white man in that UPS uniform dancing around TikTok and all, and people just be sharing his video. I never shared a single one. I don't care about white people dancing. I'm sorry. I know that sounds terrible, but I just don't care. And then because what happens, a white person can two step a little bit. Then they get on shows like Sherry. Then Sherry telling that man to his face, "Oh, you got soul." I'm like, okay, Sherry, please stop playing in my face. Tell that man he got soul. He done, man worked for UPS. He done went viral for dancing. And he showed it, and I thought I mean, it was cute. He showed his 3 kids on there, but I just don't care. So I think she actually showed the word of the day during that segment, and I was just so annoyed. I was looking at my phone. I wasn't even looking at the TV. So I missed it, y'all, and I apologize. So I don't have the chair's word of the day today. So that's my bad. But if
I'm
you
I'm
wanna
so
watch
sad. Oh, how can you miss the word of the day, Auntie? Jesus.
my bad. I
Oh,
was just over that man, that UPS man. Don't nobody wanna see that.
oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day because you didn't give us the word, Auntie. I have no. Oh my God, I'm rocking back and forth right now. If I'm being honest.
Oh no. So, oh, and one thing I did miss about Lupita's interview that she was talking about how she likes to hula hoop a lot because she doesn't like to do sit-ups. So hula hoops that she learned is a really good way to keep your stomach and abs in shape, especially when it's a weighted hula hoop. So Sherry had a hula hoop type obstacle on her show, which Lupita did. She was able to hula hoop like with two hula hoops at a time. It was cute. So that was cute. But that was pretty much the Sherry show for the day. So I'm looking forward. I miss who they said was going to be on there tomorrow, guest wise, but I'll definitely keep y'all posted tomorrow show. All right. So enough about Sherry. Let's get into the tea, honey. So y'all want to get into some Diddy tea? We just got to start with some Diddy tea. We always got to start with Diddy. You know, it's always some new news about him or his family. Now Quincy, y'all know his adopted son Quincy and his two twin girls. They released a statement on their Instagram, and I'm gonna share that with y'all. So you see how you can y'all know I don't really use Instagram that much, but you know how you can two accounts can release one photo or whatever. So that's what they did. So Quincy and then the twins, the little girls, they released a statement, and it says, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our requests for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace, is what she deserves. We love you, Mom. We love and miss you, Mommy. Quincy, from Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah. All right, so we got a hand raised.
Yeah, first off, what legacy?
Ooh.
And I I look at it from a different perspective. Granted, they're children who've lost a mother, and their father is in a precarious situation that he essentially put himself in. At the same time, their mother must be held accountable for the company that she decided to keep and have children with, all the while knowing what he was about for the most part. So I think about it from two ways. Also, I think these types of statements are now void, considering that I believe his name is Christian. Oh, whatever, decided to make like a diss track or rap track about his father's innocence when all in reality he was guilty times 1,000 about the entire thing. So
Mm-hmm.
when things like this happened and the amount of evidence is stacked so far against their parent, it just best to shut the fuck up.
I'm inclined to agree, and I'm actually really surprised that Quincy made it. I mean, I guess I get it. He's the eldest brother. He's kind of seeing the girls like, oh no, they're talking about mommy, and maybe they just kind of prompted him to, but yeah, it wasn't really a good look. And
It wasn't. It's kind of weird situation overall. It's like, how in the world can you adopt another man's child when he's still alive, well, and thriving? Well, thriving is,
exactly.
but he's still alive. So the whole situation is very, very weird. And when it comes to Quincy, there was always this undertone of having to overcompensate because he doesn't share the direct bloodline to his quote unquote father. And that's what it's always gave. It always gave projections. It's always gave him doing a little too much to kind of prove himself or to be seen or to be visible. Because granted, the more children that he's had that shares his likeness, Quincy essentially, from like a public perspective, is pushed to the back burner no matter how old he gets. So
Yep, that is very true. And then when there was a part of it where he says, that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom is not a friend, which we know that to not be true, especially when it comes to people like Kimora Lee Simmons, who was like one of the people who spoke out, and we know that they had a really really close relationship. So I like it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a it's making people. I'm sure it's like, and then you even see from this screenshot I shared. You know people gonna be making shady comments on this post, like the one that from Sleeping B9. Interesting, they didn't say the dad was innocent. Dot dot
exactly.
dot.
Yep.
So, well, you know, I'm gonna continue to follow this. Any Diddy news. Hello, hammock of cake, desk of Cheez-Its. Thank you for coming. And someone else who spoke out uh for Diddy, Suge Knight. So Suge Knight, I actually just shared a TMZ article. So Suge Knight says Diddy, he needs to watch his back while he's in jail. He's not safe in jail. But he pretty much said this statement that, because, he's a high profile person that's locked up, he was just pretty much saying how other inmates would really do something to him just to try to make a name for themselves. So, if anybody would know, he's still in the middle of his he got sentenced to what 28, 29 years for that manslaughter conviction. So he's still serving his time. If anybody would know, he would. So yeah. We do know that Diddy is on suicide watch. So we got, but like his attorney came out and said that Diddy is not suicidal, but he's just being watched because they don't want no funny mess going on, no Jeff Epstein funny mess going on, or so they say they don't want it. What else I got, y'all? Nick Cannon get on my damn nerves, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I say that. So I'm gonna share an article from Fox News. And don't now, I think Nick is very talented. I think he's very funny. I'm a huge fan of Wildin' Out. I was actually one of the people that was so happy when it came back to TV. But he does and say some question, not the damn can. He doesn't just say some questionable things. And I'm sure he didn't mean any harm by this statement. I'm sure, like, to the naked eye, it could be an innocent comment, but I didn't like it, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So y'all see this Fox News article here where it just pretty much says Nick Cannon wasn't ready for his daughter to become a young lady. He's saying it just kind of happened overnight. His two eldest kids are teenagers now. They just turned 13. And he was just pretty much saying that Monroe she's that I'm just not ready for she's into makeup and um boys and caring about what people think and stuff like that. Which I guess is not that bad of a concern. But when he goes on to talk about his son, he said, I'm trying to find that little snippet where he said that he pretty much saying, I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying, yeah, he's a little comedian, he's just like me and stuff like that. But it's like, well, why aren't you? They're literally twins. Your son is 13 years old as well. He needs to be worried. Like, why aren't you worried about girls that's coming after him or what? Do y'all get the my train of thought? Or maybe am I reading too much into it?
No, no, you're right on the money. That's typical societal view or difference between young men and young women. And someone of his whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it makes sense. But
It,
that's how
it
it's always been, and it feeds into that narrative of like women are supposed to be held to a higher regard, whereas little boys slash young men can essentially go around and do whatever the fuck they want and destroy people's lives, and it's acceptable.
right. And I would hope that Moroccan or Rock is nothing like his dad. He could be around here just slinging penis left and right and having a whole bunch of babies. He got literally 10 kids with 5 different women. That is crazy to me. And
I just
I don't see any plans on stopping.
so I just hope he got the talent from his mother. That's all.
Oh, 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 oh. Well, all right. And another piece of Nick Cannon foolery. Give me 1 second. There we go. So now this is from Yahoo Entertainment. He reveals his biggest regret after insuring his manhood for $10 million. So y'all know he took out he insured his balls. He think his balls is so worth it. But he said he regret for only insuring his testicles for 10 million. He said he should have insured it for 12 million, but one for each kid. Child. Like I said, Nick Cannon get on my damn nerve. Yes, Affleck. So that little duck looking after his ball. Where do we want to go next? Okay, so show me your hands, a thumbs up, a thumb. Y'all familiar with the Chrisleys, right? Does anybody watch their show like the Chrisleys on Todd and okay. I'm not a fan. I know my father, he's a huge fan of their show. I've never. It's just something about a man who says he's straight and he's just out here faking like a old school drag queen. I just don't. I feel like it's cultural appropriation. I don't know. But anyway, so how about y'all remember when they got sentenced 2 years ago for that for threatening to fraud a bunch of community banks and all that? And remember that Todd Chrisley got sentenced to 12 years and Julie Chrisley got sentenced to 7 for her role in it. So they actually had to re-sentence her case. And because there was like a technicality where it said, give me 1 second, I can tell you exactly what it is. She requested less time. Her her attorney was pretty much just like, oh, she's been a model inmate ever since she's been in here. She's been taking advantage of the learning programs. She's got like 70 certificates now, or more than 70 certificates that she got um since being in prison for it's looked like 20 months now. But let's see. Trying to see what exactly why they would because it was a reason here and I saw they found a legal error in how the trial judge calculated Julie Chrisley's sentence by holding her accountable for the entire bank fraud scheme. So they pretty much was initially they was charging her for being a part of like all of it when she wasn't some of it. So they had to pretty much do what they had to do, take it down to the lesser courts for the lower courts for resentencing. And during that resentencing process, her attorney was asked, "Oh, can you at least reduce it to 5 years or so?" They said no. She will serve the 7. And, and the prosecutor, her name was Annalise Peters. She said, an 11-year journey of fraud. She said, good behavior in prison does not cancel out an 11-year journey of fraud after fraud after fraud. So Julie is still serving them even after being resentenced. I just thought that was fun. Let's see. I don't want their show, but inquiring minds want to know: is he really straight? Girl, I mean, let me just tell y'all my opinion. I've been in this life for a very long time. I know a gay man when I see one. I know a straight man when I see one. When I look at Todd Chrisley, I don't see a straight man. So That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, I could possibly need glasses. I could probably need to get my glasses clean. Who knows? I'm not in the man's bedroom. He has since denied that he was gay, and then he even goes on to say if he was gay, that he would have the baddest man on his arm. So that's what he said. Like I said, I've been in this life a long time. I know what it looked like. And some other news y'all don't care about. Show of hands or thumbs up. Is anybody watching Dancing with the Stars this season or plan on watching Dancing with the Stars? Well, I think it's safe to say that Will won't be watching. Oh, okay, Hammock, that was shady. He said, I doubt it because he doesn't have the baddest woman now. Ooh. He said, I call it a dad show. My dad and uncles love that show. My cousin is a huge fan of it. I don't really, first of all, I don't care to see a bunch of offbeat H-list celebrities around here prancing and dancing around. Like it doesn't excite me. And then a lot of times, I remember one season, like I felt like there was just some of the dancers had an unfair advantage. Like that season that Maya, the singer Maya and Nicole Scherzinger was on there. Like how y'all gonna have them on there competing with other people? And these are two trained dancers. Like I just thought that wasn't. But whatever. But anyway, the new season just started. We're home already. Y'all want to know who the two people are? I'm gonna share it with y'all shortly. So the two people were Anna Delvey and Tori Spelling. They were both eliminated last night. So in the bottom three, it was them two. So Tori, Anna, and Reginald Vale Johnson, one of America's favorite black TV fathers. So Reginald stayed, and I don't know if y'all saw the clip of Reginald dancing in on that show, but baby, happy, happy says, can you imagine the editors at TMZ selected that photo of Tori? They've been, honey, they so shady towards Tori and being shady for a very long time. So yeah, I guess we'll go to the next thing. Nobody cares. And some other news no one cares about. Let me find it. And this is actually another TMZ article. Ellen says she doesn't care anymore about being labeled mean. I'm I'm just saying that comment. Yes, honey, dear Rachel. Look, we have been hearing whispers since the 90s, honey. I know I have about some alleged activities with our favorite black TV dad. So I've listened. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny. I just know I have heard rumors since the 90s. Okay, not too much on the Winslows. Not too much. Okay. And y'all can't tell me nothing. Laura Winslow was an it girl. That was the it girl of the 90s, honey. But yeah, so Ellen said, Ellen, I don't, y'all probably have seen advertised. She has a Netflix special coming out. I don't plan on watching, but she's saying how she, long story short, because again, I'm sure y'all don't care anything about, because I didn't care anything about this. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But after her 2 years after her talk show came to an end, and remember the talk show came to an end because there were rumors about her being the head of a very, very toxic environment to where it was homophobic, racist, all that. And she said she was so devastated about her not so nice reputation and she was quote unquote canceled. But she's not gonna care about that anymore. She's just gonna live her life. That's what she says. Good for you, Ellen. I ain't gonna get yes, yes, homophobic. Right, exactly. Oh, we have a hand.
Yes. So in regards to Ellen, I actually did have a family member who worked as part of the filming crew on the show. And much of the accusation that people are talking about are true. And
Ooh.
essentially, the environment essentially was very kind of discriminatory for the most part, even went to the fact that she would only allow for vegan food to be served by caterers on the show when folks wanted real food, that type of thing. So no, no, it's not too far fetched, and for the most part, from lived experience from someone that I know very closely and personally, it's true.
I'm not surprised by any of it. I've been side eyeing Ellen, and I don't want to give her too much because I mean Ellen. She had a really. They put that girl through it, especially when she came out as lesbian, and they pretty much cancel her show and all of that. So she and blackball her for a little bit. So she been through it, but at the same time, that doesn't excuse you for being toxic. And what made me start a side eye Ellen, I don't know if y'all remember when Kevin Hart was quote unquote canceled, but when he was pretty he said that joke about if his son was gay, he would beat him and stuff like that. And then he ended up not being able to host what was the Oscars. He was supposed to host the Oscars and he lost that job. So he went on Ellen, and Ellen talking about some, oh well, um, what'd she say? We accept your apology or something. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You a white woman and you're a lesbian. His joke was geared towards black young gays. So how you apologize for something that oh, accepting an apology for something that ain't got nothing to do with you? So that's what kind of I'm like, I don't know. That left a sour taste in my mouth with her. And then that interview that she had with Wendy Williams. I don't know if y'all remember. It was a very awkward interview, and that's probably why they never have interviewed ever again after that. When Wendy came on her show, it was very awkward, very. And if y'all haven't seen it, I would recommend going on YouTube and looking it up. It was ugh, whiteness over anything, no matter the marginalized group they identify. Wake it up, Will. Wake it up. So yeah. Now I found here's a story that I found interesting. So this is from Entertainment Weekly. So are y'all familiar with the actress Mina Savari? It's okay if you haven't, but she was pretty much she was in a lot of movies like when I was growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s. Let me put I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of her. Well, actually do have a picture for her because I bring her up to say because she told Entertainment Weekly that she wasn't able to she was in the American Pie movie. She played what was her name in the movie? Let me remind myself real quick. She was sorry. What was this girl name in the movie? Heather. She was Heather, the choir singer. Heather, the choir singer in American Pie. If y'all remember her, that's Mina Savari. So she was saying how she pretty much really didn't get to fully enjoy her experience because they were all young. She initially said that they were like because everybody was so young in the cast, so it was almost like her high school experience because she never got a chance to experience prom and all that good stuff. So she um she said because of a toxic relationship, she really couldn't really enjoy the success and all of that. And I was like, well, who was she dating at the time? So I did some Googles and I saw that so I would assume because American Pie came out in what 1999, she married this guy here. His name is Robert Brinkman, and she married him in the year 2000. So let me pull up a this is what I was able to find with my Googles. I saw this is a photo right here. That's Mina and Robert. So, and you know, all the black people remember Mina from the movie Beauty Shop, where she was the one who she held up because she got that deal for Queen Latifah, and then got mad when she started some shit at the shop. And the girl was like, "Okay, well, you can forget about your meeting." Who was it? Was it with L'Oreal or somebody? Yes, she was that. She was that bitch. Mina Savara was it. All of my bitches is bad, it girls, and we ain't playing tag. She was one of the it girls. So yeah, but Robert Brown, and I looked him up. So, and it says he's a director as well. But the only thing I seen that he's director was five things, which included two music videos, two short movies, and one movie. I ain't heard of not now one of them. So, but what I found was interesting. He did cinematography on her movie Sugar and Spice. Y'all remember that movie? So yeah, I imagine that he was the one that was giving her a hard time and making it so that she wasn't even able to enjoy the the experience for her movie. And yeah, so that's that one. That baby, I got a story for y'all, honey. And I'm not even gonna share this link. We're gonna look at this link together. Well, one, because I don't think you can share it because the address looks funny. But baby, y'all are going to scream. I hope y'all get a because this story tickled me so bad, and I hope it does the same for y'all. So in Georgia, a couple was arrested after hotel guests complained about public sex acts. So these are the two people right here. So that is Patricia and what was his name? I think his name was Rick. Yep, Patricia Snyder and Rick Wright. They was arrested for having sex in a hotel pool. So they was at a Holiday Inn on Park West Drive. And I'm just trying to imagine how, because when I was reading this article, y'all, it said that one of the guests like saw them and went to the front desk to complain. So I'm just like, how did that conversation go? This is like, oh my God, there's something going on in the pool. You need to go and check it out. So it says witnesses told the hotel manager that the two were actively engaged in sex. Management called 911. When Columbia County deputies arrived on the scene, they were given access to the pool area, which is surrounded by glass. Deputies say they observed the couple in the act, and when asked they were doing, the couple glanced at law enforcement and continued. So after asking the couple again what they were doing and being ignored, deputies demanded the two stop having sex and get out of the pool. Rick Wright, he put on his swim trunks and exited the water while Snyder proceeded to float on her back nude. She eventually put on her swimsuit and got out. Police say they smell alcohol coming from both subjects. Again, the couple were asked what they were doing, and Wright finally replied, "Just swimming."
It's giving math. It's definitely giving math. Yes.
Baby, I'm sorry that thing tickled me. Yes, exactly, Hannah. Chlorine coochie. Exactly. They gonna mess around. Their private parts gonna fall off. That mess around that public pool like that, and you know they don't clean it as often as they should. You know they don't. But baby, that thing had me in tears, honey. Oh, so I know we have some pet owners in here. Some of y'all have dogs. I know people with dogs. Show of hands. In fact, I should do a poll for this one. And give me 1 second. Let me get this poll together. Mm, okay, so I just shared a poll. So just do your answer real quick and submit the response. But do you use Answers pet food? Or have you ever even heard of Answers pet food? Okay, so it looks like the majority is no, and that is a good thing because Answers actually just had a recall with two of their products. So one for the beef pet food, and the other with the chicken. So yeah, don't get that to your dogs right now. It's been recalled due to I think they said salmonella and listeria. So yeah, I'm glad y'all don't use it and don't know what it is. That's good to know.
Listen, if it ain't Caesar filet mignon, Bailey
Ow.
Bailey is not touching it at all.
I know that's right. Now I have this story to share. I don't think, honestly speaking, the only person that'll probably be interested in this story is Happy, maybe Will, but Google filed a antitrust complaint over Microsoft cloud practices. So they were pretty much saying that Microsoft has an unfair advantage because what they do is that they pretty much they overcharge for services for cloud storages, but they don't do it with certain ones, and Google feels that that's unfair. And I'm just like, does Google think it's unfair because they haven't done it yet, or hmm? So that's that on that. And I'm making sure I got through getting through everything I wanted to talk about. Let me just double check because I have one last story. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much everything. And this is the last link I have. So CNN Travel, they gave us a list of the 20 greatest American dishes, and y'all would actually be surprised on what's on this list. So what's on the list go as follows. So we have barbecue, fried okra, Cobb salads, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, fry bread, which I've never heard of. We have red beans and rice, hamburger, apple pie, poke, chili, clam chowder, General Tso's chicken, Reuben sandwiches, grits, chocolate chip cookies, gumbo, mission burritos, which I had to look that up. I was like, what is a mission burrito? And it just, to me, I guess it just looked like a regular burrito, but these particular burritos are served in San Francisco, I think I read. Then the list goes on. So banana pudding, spaghetti and meatballs, and lastly, eggs Benedict. So those are your 20 greatest American dishes. Now, did you hear oh, not lost you at grits. So fried bread is Native American. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good list. Hey, Quinn, my Libra queen.
Oh, hey. But you see how they had fried okra on there. I'm just saying. I
I
know
don't
you
want
feel
that.
I know you feel away, but I had to come up here real quick because I'm gonna eat me some okra. And some fried okra at that, yes. I
I'm
need
not
it.
eating okra fried. I'm not eating it dyed. I'm not eating it laid to the slide. I will not eat green eggs and ham.
Listen, just don't slander it, okay? Because your ancestors will come and get you, okay? Don't
My
slander
ancestors know my heart. They know I ain't eating no okra.
it.
Mm-mm. I wish I liked it, but it's just it's ugh. I hate the way it tastes. I hate the way it look. Ugh. And I've been told that that's anti-black, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
It's fine. We gonna let it slide. We're just gonna pretend we're gonna let it slide. But
Thank you, thank you.
it's a little anti-black. It's a little bit, just a little bit. They be like, "Are you full field Negro?" And you're gonna be like, "No, I'm not actually." That's what you got to respond to. No, actually, because I don't eat this. It's definitely a field Negro dish,
Hmm.
vegetable.
And I'm just looking at this list, honey, and like I guess with the exception of the barbecue and maybe the poke, the clam chowder, or shoot, even the clam chowder could be a good, but all these carbs, honey. Americans
Mhm.
love their carbs.
America.
Oh, we have a hand raised. Hey, Will.
So let me get this straight, Auntie. You find okra to be disgusting, however, you eat chitlins and Vienna sausages.
Well,
Oh Jesus,
yes.
wake it up, Will. Wake it
Well,
up.
yes. Because both chitlins and Vienna sausages are tasty. Okra is not.
Oh, so you eat, oh, wow.
I just don't. Mm-mm. Y'all can keep that okra, honey. And I think it triggers my tripop. What's it called? Trypophobia.
Hmm.
Well, when you get that icky feeling when looking at a whole bunch of holes. Mm-mm. I
Hmm.
don't want no parts.
Do you eat hog head cheese?
I do. I haven't had it in a while, but yep.
Okay, yeah, you definitely country.
Well, yes, I am.
I can't do it. So I'm very anti-black in my eating ways because a lot of that I don't eat. Mm-mm. I don't want it. I never had a chitlin. Couldn't tell what it tastes like. Don't eat no Vienna sausages. Don't eat no hog head cheese. Um, all of that hog maw foot this that no. No Lord. I understand, but no Lord. Not this appetite over here. Mm-mm,
Baby,
mm-mm.
let me tell you one thing about chitlins. Man, you know, in Carolina, we tend to like our stuff a little tangy. So, honey, when I tell you ain't nothing like some chitlins just soaked in some vinegar and some hot sauce, and then they just go with the collard greens. Oh my God. Mm,
Why would you do
mm-mm-mm.
that to perfectly good greens? Why would you do that? That's so crazy.
That is so good. Y'all just don't know, honey.
But a little okra is where you draw the line.
Mm,
That's crazy. And okra
mm-mm,
is really good for you. Quiet as it was, some quiet as it's kept for some people because they don't know. But okra is
mhm.
amazing for you.
It is. I heard, and I was reading on the they have really, really good health benefits. I wish I liked it. I wish I could tolerate the taste, but mm-mm, I can't
Not even
do it.
fried okra from churches.
Not even. No. Don't get.
Oh
And if it comes with fried okra, then I would be like, oh, can I get an extra biscuit or something? Because I don't want this.
Lord. Not you like cooked, chopped up okra, fried, seasoned
Mm,
well. Ooh.
no, and that was one of my grandma's favorite vegetables. Like she ate it often, and then she would like the is it considered succotash like when you mix it with tomatoes and other vegetables and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. But that's how I
Hmm.
eat it too. I like it. Okra and tomato stew over rice. I be getting my West African friends, more specifically my Nigerian friends in the bunch, because they be like, "How you eat okra soup or okra anything with rice. And I'm like, cause my people gullah geechee, like that's what we do. We eat
Ow.
rice. They was like, but you have to eat it with swallow. They're pounding yam, they're fufu, all that. I said, nah, we around here over on my way, we eat it with some rice.
Now, I want this is such a stupid question, but do they really get? Because I know they love jollof rice, but do they really get down with white rice like that in
Yeah,
Nigeria? Okay.
yeah. So jollof rice is kind of like it's kind of like if you go to they do different rices, kind of like when you go to like a Jamaican restaurant, right? Some people be like, oh, you want rice and peas, or you want white rice, or if you go to a
Mm-hmm.
Haitian restaurant, same thing. Like you can get Jean Jean rice, or you can get white rice. They will serve you white rice. Like if they have nothing else, they will serve white rice with whatever stew they got or whatever like meat or fish or whatever outside of soups. They eat soups with pounded yam and shit. And I'd be like, I don't know how y'all eating this because this tastes nasty. Well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't taste nasty. I just don't like the texture and it's very heavy. You eat it and I'd be like, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, why are y'all doing this every day? How many calories are y'all burning? Cause no. And then
That.
for me, like it don't have no taste. It tastes like tasteless mashed potatoes that are like firm. And so for me, when I made my own, who in here? I was seasoning mine. I was like, let me put some garlic, a little, a little Mrs. Dash or something, because this need to have a little taste. Y'all over here eating flavorless, firm mashed potatoes with this soup. No, I don't like it.
And I thought because and one of the reasons that I asked because I don't know if y'all remember that trend where there was a they were having Americans were eating well Black Americans was eating Nigerian food and a lot of them which I thought was so disrespectful, but they were spitting it out and stuff like that when they didn't like the taste. But I
Mm-hmm.
saw a lot of them like had stuff like fufu and a jollof rice, but I ain't never seen nobody with no white rice. Maybe I guess
Oh
maybe
no.
they know they had it.
Probably because wherever they went that someone probably told them specifically, "Hey, get jollof," because that's like same thing with Haitian people. Jean Jean rice. Haitians have several different rices, but Jean Jean rice is like their go-to. People know that it's a staple of their culture. Black rice.
Yeah, oh,
People know
girl,
that. They'll tell
that
them to
black
go
rice
to
is
it.
so good, girl. Oof.
Hmm.
Ooh,
But
that
yeah,
black
they
rice
do.
is good.
They definitely do white rice. That's across the diaspora. We some rice people. You hear me?
And shout out to my Haitians, exact. They eat black rice, not no darn cats and dogs. So get out of here with that bull.
Okay. Dairy Jean Jean. The
Well, that
best.
was all the hot tea I had for y'all today. So before we head out, did anybody have anything that I missed or
I think you covered it all. Nothing been tearing up the timeline today, has it?
it
Ain't
had not
like,
that I've seen. Oh, we have a hand.
That lady has a concert in France in Paris today, so I wonder if and how she's going to address the controversy over the past week. So we shall see.
She gonna
who is
say,
that
"Oh,
lady?
y'all smoking up in here. We."
Hmm.
Oh, that lady. Okay, okay. Wait,
Hmm.
I don't know the tea behind that. What was the? Somebody please give me a little quick little rundown. Cause I didn't catch why people was mad. What was statement? Maybe I was asleep, missed it. I just saw the fallout. I didn't see the statement. So can somebody catch me
Yeah,
up?
so the state long story short, she initially said that the statement that you saw where she was saying how she doesn't know much about she don't follow politics much and she doesn't know much about Kamala, but she thinks that she has a she was told that she has a white father. You saw that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was pretty much that was the average. Like, okay, honey, even a lot of the Jam fam was like, okay, mother, we love you, but no, that's not cool. So then a statement came out that was saying how pretty much apologizing for saying that. Oh, and we are going to be voting for Kamala's blah blah blah. Blah that's what. But it turns out that that statement was not authorized. So the publicist who wrote that statement, his name was Mo what Elasi or something like that.
He
But
was
Mo was
fired. Yeah.
fired. Yep, because he wasn't authorized to release that statement. So now it's just kind of in limbo. Now we don't know really where Janet stands.
Honestly and truly, people, I think a lot of times with with public figures and politics, like some people, we as fans of these people, in some regard, should be okay with them not having an opinion or not wanting
Hmm.
to publicize their opinion, because either way they're going to get vilified from one side or the other, because it get a little mixy. And I'm fine with that. Just like with who the girl, one of the little basketball player girls, Caitlin,
Oh,
Caitlin,
Kelly
whoever.
Clark, that white girl.
Right. All she did was a little like, and it, oh my God, Taylor Swift. Who else? Somebody else. Even Beyonce. Like all of that. Like it's a whole lot of, you're relying on public figures to move the needle for you, and people are relying on public figures who are not experts in that lane to help you decide who you should be voting for, what your political alignment should be, when at the end of the day they may be getting, kickbacks on the end. Some they may be get some backdoor benefits that we don't know nothing about, and here we are aligning ourselves with whoever party, however you vote in, and it may not be good or bad. You get me? Like we the little
Hmm.
people. You should be educating yourself or going to the people who actually do this for a living.
Yep.
This is their passion. Motherfuckers who listen to C-SPAN every day and being on the little government sites, watching all the policies that are getting made, or pushed through government, through Congress and Senate and stuff. Not public figures who this is not their expertise, I should say. That's just my little 2 cents on that.
And that was a valuable 2 cents. Thank you.
And to add on to what Quinn had just stated, the overarching thing about it is that the issues that we're talking about or discussing, they will never affect them ever in their everyday lives. Because
Correct.
they have acquired such amount of wealth and notoriety and fame that they are so far detached from the reality of the folks that are essentially supporting them or keeping their careers afloat. So it will never touch them in a million years. So
Hmm.
it's all performative.
Yes,
So
indeed.
may the best candidate win. Do what you need to do for your personal benefit, whatever benefits you personally.
And that
But
part,
don't be
and with that, I wish y'all a happy birthday. Like you said, honey, may the best candidate win, and she will. But
hello.
and she will. But I want to
Hello.
wish y'all a fantastic day, and thank y'all for coming by and sipping this hot tea with me. And we'll be here tomorrow if you can make it, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you, Auntie.
All right, y'all have a lovely day.